Hey guys, welcome back to our third tutorial. And I watched our last tutorial and then I noticed that we made a silly mistake. We made because you were also involved. Okay, we went through this together and you never reminded me in the tutorial. You should have at least written something in the comment section if you followed this. Okay, so if you take a look at our config.py file here, it's more we're exporting an environment variable directly. We are not getting it from the environment variables. Okay, so let me just turn off my phone. Okay, silent mode will just work things out. Okay, so here should be environ.get. okay, and then we are going to get the EHDBS secret key without a fallback like this one up here. Okay, this is more like a family stuff where when you have your brothers or sisters supporting you, or maybe friends, you tend to get lazy because you have a fallback plan somewhere. So we are just forcing this one right here. We are forcing the developer or the one configuring the application to provide the secret key. Okay, that should be easier to grasp. So we can just get started with our database modeling. Okay, so today we'll still go back to our data init file in the EHDBS in our project directory, this one here, and we are straight going to start by initializing. Okay, we are going to initialize our marshmallow. Okay, marshmallow. Okay, we're going to do that right there. We're going to initialize our marshmallow. So we'll assign an m. A here is equal to marshmallow, but still this we have to import it and install it as a dependency. But first let me just activate my virtual environment. Yeah, that should work it out. So I'm just going to do pip env install flask underscore marshmallow, and then again I'll have to include marshmallow SQL alchemy. So let me just do again marshmallow SQL alchemy. All right, pull this one up, pull it up. All right, so I'm going to do from flask underscore marshmallow. We are going to import, and then we are just going to import marshmallow. Come on, we're going to import marshmallow. Exactly. Okay, I think that's just okay like that. So after importing marshmallow, what we are going to do is just to get started right away with our modeling. So let's go into our models.py file for the users. Yeah, but ideally here we should be inheriting the user class from a base class. Okay, and our base class should actually be our researchers class because the users are expected to be researchers. Okay, even the auxiliary staff are researchers. Everyone in the clinical domain is basically a researcher. Yeah, so but we'll ignore that for now. Okay, and just model something straight away. So we are going to say from wexit, we are going to import generate password hash, and then we are also going to import check password hash because we are going to use the security library to hash and check our password. Okay, and then again we'll say from EHDBS we are going to import db and marshmallow ma. Excellent. Okay, so we are not going to inherit from any other class apart from the db.mod the db model class. Okay, so but I already mentioned that we should be inheriting from the researcher class, which should basically have the timestamp, okay, the basic stuff like timestamp, maybe first name and last name, but we're not going to do that today. Okay, so we're going to just do class user here, and then this will inherit from the db.model class. Okay, and then what we are going to do here is just to we are not passing anything, trust me. We are not passing anything, trust me. I just wanted the errors to disappear. Okay, so when you say something like under abstract here is equal to true here, that means that we are not going to create a table for the for this class. Okay, but we want to create a table for our users class here. So if you were to inherit from the researchers class, which we never intended to make a class for, then we'd go for abstract is equal to true. Okay, because for the researchers class, because we don't intend to create a table for that. But right now, because we want to create a table for the users, we're just going to do data table here is equal to, and then we give our table a name users. Okay, we're going to keep it just like that. So we're going to create the users table here, and then next here next we'll have the first column that we're going to work on is UID or user's ID, but still, even if you keep it as ID here, I think that one should be just sufficient enough. But the thing is, when you want to qualify your table, you'll do users.id, or if you have another table which has an ID, maybe okay, let's say registration.id. Okay, so you qualify your table with the table name and the field name. Okay, so let's just leave this as UID is equal to db.column. Okay, and then here we're just going to do db.integer here. Okay, and then we're going to say this one is the primary key, so let's just do primary key, primary underscore key is equal to true. So that will definitely auto increment it. Okay, and my true looks like something which is not even true in the first place. Good, got it right. Okay, so next so I'm going to work again on the first name, middle name and last name. Some call it surname or whatever. So I'm just going to stick to first name, middle name and last name. So let me just do first name and then again middle name. Do we write middle like that? Is it a double D? Oh my goodness. Middle name and then you're going to do last name. Okay. Alright, so those are my next three fields. I'll just handle them together. Okay, let me just do them together. So I'll just do name is equal to, let me just do db.column. Hold on a sec, guys. What's not happening here? What's not happening? So let me come back and just handle everything together. Okay, so I'm going to do db.column and then I'm going to do db.name db.string. Okay, string, can't even type today. Well, and then I'm going to do the length of this string. For a name we can do 5. Okay, if those if our users are going to be Chinese, I believe these guys have the shortest name in the world. Or if you want real names like people from my village back there in Mawego or in Kisumu City, you can just do 50 here. Yeah, and then again you can say nullable is equal to false. We don't want empty records in this case, okay, in the database. Okay, so but for our middle name, I think I'll just pair it. Let me just remove the nullable section. We can make it a null field. Okay, we can accept nulls. Yep. So and then again we can check on our phone number. If you want a phone number here, phone number, so our phone number is equal to db.column, and then we're just going to do db.string again, and then do we have to pass in another 50 again? That's too much for a contact. Let's do 15 here. Do we make this nullable or unique? If you want to make a record unique, like somebody has to just register with one phone number. What if you have two but you are still one user? Okay, that's interesting, but we can just run another field for the second phone number. Okay, let's go. Okay, so we are going to handle again our an email field. So let's just do email is equal to db.column. Okay, then we're just going to do db.string, and then we can provide sufficient field to hold the email. I think 100 is just okay. And then finally, not finally yet, we can do username is equal to db.column. But really, is this username necessary? Maybe, but still we can use just the you can use the email as the username. Yeah, so which means, in which case I just don't need to do the username, but I'll just include it, db.column. Okay, and then I'm just going to do db.string. Let's do username 20, should be just good, 20 characters. And then finally we can do our password now. Password is equal to db.column again. This is another column in our table, and then we can just do db.string. We can do a good hash can take a 256. That's a strong one. Even 128 can do this, and I like doing them in base 2, so it can be either 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 56. I'll go for a 256. No harm. Yeah. So because there's no harm, I'll just do my constructor. Okay, so this will definitely run each time you run the user class. Okay, so you need to define then init. Okay, then the init, and then here you're not going to init, is that type correctly? Init. Okay, then the init, and then here you're going to do the self class. Okay, the self always comes for us, it's nearly a standard. And then we'll do first name, last name. You can do phone number. Okay, we have middle name, you can do phone number, and then what again, can do username. Okay, let's just follow the list. can just do a phone number. No, let's just follow the list the way it is. First name, middle name. Let me add middle name here first. Middle name. Okay, last name. Okay, can just go with a phone number, and then I'm going to just enter to go into the next line. And the reason why I'm doing that is because of pep 8. I'll show you why shortly. Okay, so I'll provide in my last name, phone number, I'll do my email, okay, and then password. Okay, just need all the fields. All right, okay, now the reason why this is not indenting. Why not? Why is it not indenting? I have to check if there's an error somewhere. Really? I have a mistake somewhere. I have an error somewhere. Let me just come back here. The one should work it out. Okay, so my line should be there. Yeah, so but I don't want it. I don't want this one here. I feel it's already long, and I should just chop it somewhere there. And that's because of pep 8, and I'm going to tell you why we need to make it flow to the next line. Okay, so what we are going to do here, we're just going to say self dot first name is equal to first name that will be passing, and then again you can say self dot middle name is equal to the middle name that will be passing. Okay, and then self dot last name is equal to the last name again there, and then again we'll say self dot phone number is equal to the phone number that will be passing up there, and then we'll have self dot email is equal to the email we are going to provide up there, and then self dot now this one is a tricky part, but okay, we can for the first name, middle name. Okay, first name, middle name. Let me just handle these ones together. First name, middle name, and last name. Okay, first name, middle name, last name. What I'm going to do here is just to set them to title case. Okay, so I'll just do dot title. Okay, so the title definitely will mean that we are going to cast this into a title case like Brian, Etienne. Okay, that's a title case. Okay, so and then again for our username, okay, something like our email, we can do dot lower here. Okay, and I already skipped our username. Should be somewhere before we go to. Okay, so self dot username is equal to username. Nope. Username. Come on, username. Why you're not usernaming yourself? Is equal to username dot lower. Okay, and this we want everything in lowercase for our username as well. Okay, that should just work it out, unless you want to. Okay, that just works everything out. But still, again guys, we have not worked on our password, but we'll handle our password differently, because we need to hash it, and okay, we are going to write a class function that's going to hash it, and then after that we're going to write a class method that's going to compare, because we're going to use a one-way hashing algorithm. So for that, we're just going to compare our hash with the hash, or we are going to pass in our raw password over the same hash, and then we compare the hash that's in the database. That's so simple to understand. So here I need this one to come to flow to the next page, to the next line. Yeah, that works it for me. And the reason why I'm doing that, if I could just put this on back, is because if you could just modify our settings. Okay, rulers. Okay, let me just edit these rulers here. So I'm just going to do rulers, edit a rulers. Okay, for pep 8 it's nearly a standard. No, not nearly, it's a standard that for the comments you are going to write comments until the 71st line. Okay, and then for our code, we don't have to go past the 80th character, so definitely 79, so we just do 80 here. Okay, that will give you the vertical rulers, which I don't like using at all, but I know that I'm just about to write something extra. Okay, where's our file, our models? This one here. Yeah, so you see this one is already overlapping. Okay, so here should be reserved for the comment, for comments. Okay, just do comments. Okay, no, I'm not going to add comments right now. Okay, so that's the reason why I had to make this one flow to the next line. Now it looks decent. So keep that in mind, that when you are programming, you shouldn't go past the 80th character for readability and other stories that you should check out. Okay, so that will definitely work out. That one's going to work out. But I don't need this. I don't need these these vertical rulers, because I'm not just comfortable with them. I could leave them still. But let me just do away with them. Right. Okay, they are gone, disappeared, like that, vanished. Okay, so back to our code. So let's just work on our password now, because actually when you're generating the email, you could stick to something like this: email is equal to self dot first name for an organization. Okay, and then you're going to concatenate this with a dot here. Okay, so let's just do plus. Okay, we can do that one, plus self dot last name, and then we are going to concatenate this with first name dot last name at company name dot company domain, if you understand that. Okay, that will make your work easier. Excellent. You can leave it at that. Okay, but you don't want to do that. We just want to provide everything for now. But that one's just a smarter way of handling it. Okay, I need you guys to be smart. Okay, let's leave it at that for now. Okay, so now we are going to set our password at this point. Okay, so we'll say self dot. Okay, now this set password is a class function that I'm going to write. Okay, but the only thing that you need to know for now is that I'll just pass in the password here. that we are going to hash. Okay, so straight away we can just start by writing the class function here. Okay, so we can just say define set underscore password, and then we are going to we are going to pass in the self instance of our class there, and then the password. Okay, so what we are going to do here is just to hash our password. Okay, so we don't pass anything, trust me, we don't pass anything. Okay, so now we are going to say self dot password is equal to generate password hash. Okay, this one up here, let me not confuse you, and then I'll just pass in the password here. Hope you guys understand that now. So we have hashed our password. So anything that maps onto this class, once the password column passes through the set password, it will be hashed. Okay, so which means we need, that's now our class function. Now we need a class method that checks when someone enters the correct password. Okay, so we are going to hash the password first, and then we are going to just check it against the hash that's in the database. We just compare them because we're using a one-way hashing algorithm, that is. Okay, so I'm going to define here check underscore password, and then what we're going to do here is going to pass in the self instance, and then again we'll pass in the password. Okay, so here we're just going to return, now we are going to return the check password hash, this one here. We are not generating now, we are just checking. Okay, see how easy that one comes along. Okay, so we're just going to return the check password hash, and then we'll pass in the self dot password here from the database, and then the password that has been hashed comes right there. Okay, that one is just easy to understand. You can just pause the video and then understand everything. Make sure you do that because it will make your life a little bit easier. Yeah, understanding how things work there. So each time I'm going to compare to check the passwords, we'll be calling this function here to check our passwords. Okay, and this one will be happening just on the fly because our constructor will be calling the function, the set password function. Okay, all right. Let me just indent it properly. Python has its own stories with indentation. Okay, so now we are going to use our marshmallow to serialize our database. Okay, our schema. Okay, so let me just handle the user's schema here. That's a comment, but not a doc string. You can create a doc string for this. We'll eventually do that. Yeah, but actually we should have started by writing a test class for our class. Okay, for our users class. It should be just a simple. Yeah. So here we're just going to say class. We're just going to do a user schema, and then our class user schema will inherit from our ma dot schema. Yeah, and then here we're just going to do our class meta. Yeah, the meta class meta. Come on, see what I'm doing here. I'm getting confused. Okay, so here what we are going to do here, just to provide our fields that we want to return to the user. So I just do fields is equal to, and then I'm going to do a list of the fields that I want to return to the user, and then we'll just do here UID if I want that one returned. But if you want to hide the UID from the users, then you can just hide it from the users. Okay, then I just do the first name here, first name, and then I'll do middle name, which is not necessary. Some people insist on shorter names except me, so they tend to omit the middle names, their middle names. Okay, so we'll do here last name, and then again we'll do here phone number. Let's just get a string phone number. What else? Maybe the email and the username can come in here as well. Let's just do email, and then you can do the username. Excellent. But once again, we can just push this one to the next line. I'll break it somewhere there. Okay. All right. Now next, we're going to just initialize. We're going to initialize the user schema. I can type like I'm running on the keyboard, okay, but I'm going to comment that one out. Okay, so now here we can just say that our user schema, when you're requesting for just one user schema, will just be equal to our user schema. Yeah, just like that. But then again, we can duplicate this one here, and then you can say user schema. Let's add an S there, is equal to user schema, but we're just going to enable many here. So many is equal to true. Yep, so you can query many users there. Excellent. I think you just done like that. So easy. Yep. Okay, so what we want to do next here is just to we want to import this model here to our denda init file in our project directory. Okay, so I'll import it somewhere here. Okay, so let me just say actually, if you import it up there, it will collide with the DB that we imported. So let's just do from dot users dot models, and then we can just import user that we just created, the user class, but we're just going to import it as user model. You can just import it as user model. Yeah. So what we're going to do here, right here, we want to include it. We just want to create the users table when someone makes the first request. Yes, yo. I mean, programming is so sweet. Just feel like boxing the screen. Okay, but then again, you can't do that because you will be buying laptops every night. Okay, so I'll do user model here. So now user model here has a metadata property. Okay, so we just do metadata. Have I typed meta correctly? Okay, metadata dot create all, but then again we are just going to bind this. Okay, we're just going to bind this. So bind is equal to db.engine. Okay, I think we're just done at that point. You're just done at that point, done and done and done. So I'll come back here. Let me clear this. So after clearing that, I still want to, I've just developed an appetite of dropping this DB here. So I just do rm https database.sql3. I want it to go away. I don't want it there anymore. So what I'm going to do now is just to run my application. Yep. And then I'll see if the entire database is created here, plus the model that we just created. Actually, if you could just make a request on the user database, it will still create the model. Okay, so let me just do Flask run. Okay, Flask run. Oh, what? I have an error somewhere, line 5. Class user db.model. And then again, this one happens because we have not included table name. Okay, table name. Oh my goodness, it's then the table name, not just table name. So let's just clear this one here, and then you can just Flask run again. Good, excellent. So we can now just make a request, and then you can see if the whole database plus our model will be dumped. Okay, so I'm just going to resize this once more so that we can see if our DB will be created once again. And okay, our database has been created. Yeah, so that one is excellent, super sweet. So the only thing that you have to confirm now is I'm going to cancel this, and then let me just clear so that you can see this on wall. So let me target my db.sql3 here. Okay, yep, so we are just in the same directory where it is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to type SQLite 3. Okay, and then I'm going to do .open and then database .sqlite 3. Yep, and then I'm just going to do .tables. Oh, we have the users table here, so I can just do select star from user okay, we don't have anything in the users table. So let me just browse. You can use SQLite browser to do that. So let's just open desktop, and then there you can do ehttps, and then again that db.sqlite3, and boom, our users table is right here with all the fields. So okay, you can add this one here. Yeah, so we can add these fields, not the UID in the first place, and then the password. Okay, but we're not going to do that manually because for our password it must be part of our hashing algorithm. Okay, so let me just I'm not going to close that right now, but I can just do .quit here. So what you're going to do right now is to, let me just show you how you can if you have to modify your tables and then you keep on doing stuff with your database, then you don't have to keep on dropping your database with the records in it and then you recreate it again, flashing the records. Now, so for that's the reason why we had to create our manager. Okay, let's come back here. Let me just show you this. Remember when we created the application, we included this one here, the manager.run bit. So if I could just uncomment that and then comment this one out, that's where this one comes in. Okay, so if you could just do python app dot, let me just cd dot and then python app.py. okay, now we are using our manager. Okay, so I'm going to do python app.py, and then I'm going to initialize my db. So let's do db init. So this is actually Alembic commands. Yep. So that alone has created migrations. Okay, we have to create our migrations directory somewhere. Yes, so it's already here. Actually, that command already created it. The next command that you should know when you're working with Alembic and migrating your database, just the next command, which is just python app.py, and then you can do db migrate. Yes. Okay, all right, so you already see here it has already detected that you added a table. Okay, so you can check, you can just come right away and check the Alembic version, and then you can check the upgrades, the downgrades. Okay, so we're going to target this function here to migrate our table. And in fact, if you can see clearly, Alembic created database relative to the entry file, yeah, not inside the app.py, not inside the project file. Okay, not relative to the data init file in our project folder inside the UHDBS directory. Yeah, so which means you can just migrate this one straight away. Okay, let's just do a python app.py, and then you can just now target the upgrade functions. Upgrade. Okay, now we are going to upgrade the Alembic. Yes, app.py. okay, db upgrade, sorry, db. Okay, see that I can't even type upgrade. Yep, so running upgrade. So we have already upgraded that here. So each time you're going to run that, each time you're going to migrate our database using the migrate commands, we don't have to keep on emptying our database, dropping it whenever we feel like. We can just compare the versions, the Alembic version. Actually, if you could open this, if you could open this to, let me just do SQLite3 here again, SQLite3 here, and then .open, and then we're just going to do database again .SQLite3, but this one is now relative to our app.py file. Okay, so, and then you can just do .tables. Okay, you see the Alembic version. We have a table called Alembic version which keeps track of the Alembic versions. Okay, like in this case we have a version numbered 595C blah blah blah. Okay, so that will be stored in the Alembic version table. Okay, and then you have the users table. Okay, so you could just open this one as well. You can just see everything real time. That the other database is right here. Okay, we have the Alembic and then the users. Okay, it actually migrated all the table that the model that we just created. So even if you had 100 models, it would have migrated everything, and that applies to our app on first request instance where we are creating our database. If you could